Could be that it's also tiresome meme from Empire of Dust because it is more tiresome than previously imagined. That guy had no idea what his movie was going to turn into. So Star Wars and Lucasfilm caved to a bunch of Twitter idiots, calling them Islamophobic over the Bad Batch character design. I guess he was too Irish and Scottish, right? Here's the thing with virtue signaling. It only stops when corporations tell them to grab their knee pads and just eat a bag of D and keep eating. Click the link, subscribe to the channel, member here over on subscribe star. Thanks to the very recent members over there, which is not going to happen because the corporations are woke. This is what they want. It's not the angry Twitter weirdos who are dragging these corporations to the left. They are hand in hand, just lemmings over the cliff. The people, it's just profit motivated companies. Like, surely you can't, whether you're on the left or the right, by now you have to look at these companies and go, okay, that was my understanding of the motive for these companies' behavior. That motive does not match the reality. I'm going to have to put on my Sherlock Holmes hat here and come up with a new understanding and possibly a new motive. Are you saying it's not profit motivated? Could it be something else? Like, I mean, what does the FBI have a list of, motivations for behavior? It's like one of them is going to be ideology. Like, what are you talking about? These are publicly traded corporations. They're not identity groups. They don't have. Are you sure about that? Would you? I mean, what does Sherlock Holmes say? If there's all other avenues for exploration fail, you got to find the one remaining available to you. Yes, I butchered that, but that's all I can remember from stories. Anyway, so this is what they want. If they wanted to, they could do anything they want to do. Disney is the biggest one of the biggest companies on earth. Apple, I think, is the biggest company on earth. But you get the idea. They could do anything they wanted to and just ignore the Twitter weirdos. Absolutely. If any one of these entertainment companies wanted to turn things around, they would not have a problem do it. But the Schwab at the WEF or Larry Fink at BlackRock would probably send a hit squad and handle the wrong thinkers one way or the other. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean Hillary Clinton is going to sneak into your cell, bribe the guards who are looking at sales of motorcycles online when this happened, turn off the cameras, grab her her rope and handle the Epstein problem. When these people want to destroy, they just character assassination. They defamation to go after you. Like if Disney just had a come to Jesus moment and decided to make family friendly, vaguely Christian or whatever conservative type of content, then the puppet masters would go after the CEOs. And the thing is, honestly, you have to replace everybody at the top, and obviously, that's just not going to happen. But if they did, they would go after the CEOs, the board, whoever was at the top of that industry, whoever the shot callers are, whoever they could investigate and destroy. Let me put it this way: don't you think it's weird that not one entertainment company is family friendly or actually conservative? Doesn't it seem like an obvious vacuum that nature abhors? It's weird because there's a market out there and there's money available for this market. And there's only very, very small companies that are struggling to get a foot into this type of family-friendly content. And you look at the biggest companies on earth and that there could be money to chase this product, but they're not putting out not what people say they want, but what people actually pay for. Which is, you end up you listen to like 30 plus year old music and you're watching movies that are at least 30 years old for most of your entertainment. It's like you look at the new stuff and go, I would just literally rather go watch some kind of a Casablanca, something with Humphrey Bogart in it than watch anything from the Treasure of the Sierra Madre type of stuff than anything modern. Doesn't it seem like all these big companies are run by the furthest of far left people? If you ever saw that video conference call with some of the people at Disney, they were talking about their kids and how their kids are all BLT and stuff, like publicly to millions of people who had access to that call. It's like, so you're talking about your kid's sexuality. I'm not a prude, but that's a little weird. That's maybe they should be the ones to talk about that. You shouldn't be It just seems like too much information you're talking about publicly traded companies. But it's like, it's a virtue signal. You're very publicly telling people your values. And that is their values. Thing is, if Disney suddenly went Christian conservative, then the WEF would send the. I'm sure the WEF has hit squads. What's your goal? To one day be on the list of the WEF list. Um, they would send them to move up from the ADL, SPLC, ACLU deletion lists to move all the way up to the WEF lists. They would send the media after them to destroy them, and the people calling the shots. It would be Trump derangement syndrome. It's like, oh, you joke. 2016 all over again. Where if you're around for that, it was really something to see. I mean, they would never end. Every article would be digging into their personal lives to destroy them. And if Disney's ideas started to catch on, I mean, the media is selective. Obviously, you have to know this, and they're just the worst people on earth. Oh, so some guy made a meme about Trump and CNN and wrestling. Yeah, just a little humorous, a little bit of nonsense. No, CNN probably used illegal methods to dox him, and nobody investigated that, and threatened to destroy his life. Oh, that's kind of weird. That's not really the media I envisioned. Is that really the media's role? Maybe we should have some laws protecting people from the media trying to destroy just like small timers' lives. Oh yeah, is there 535 representatives going to do any? Hello, I feel like I'm talking in a vacuum here, but I know that some of you are on the same page. So if Disney started to catch on with people, then and they would, like if you started making conservative or even conservative from a couple of years ago type of videos, they would suddenly be investigated by the SEC, the FBI, and everyone else. Suddenly, all the Sam Bankman-Fried stuff that didn't stick, he's out on bail. Isn't that weird? Bernie Madoff is not out on bail. All the FTX stuff that would suddenly be vigorously investigated. Oh, Elon bought Twitter. Congress S's their pants. Oh, we need to investigate Elon Musk and Twitter and antitrust, and suddenly we need to be a government entity. And you look at them like, so like this is just a clown show, right? I mean, you're openly partisan. Uh, when the government and the media work together to censor free speech, like we have a First Amendment for a reason, right? The First Amendment, oh, that's just written by old. Constitution's just a piece of paper if there's not the people to breathe life into it. So the government and media have an agenda. It is to destroy nations, and they are absolutely winning. There's no hopium and copium over here. So what happened? What actually happened is nothing, but it's a chance to push cultural Marxism. First of all, keep in mind that the people pushing this are all anti-European. They're dehumanizing and degrading people of European descent. They're literally marginalizing and oppressing the European people. They are the oppressors. So we're talking about the fictional characters that the very English George Lucas created. Once again, the Englishman creates another amazing story that, the Disney can't create their own stories. They have to subvert and corrupt, like literally demons from hell. Then in 1999, when he made the prequel Star Wars, he used an actor to play this fictional character who in the story universe is not from Earth because it's a galaxy far, far away. They picked an actor who got lucky enough to take this role. He's a mix of Scottish, Irish, and Maori. And then in this Kotaku article, they discount the Irish and Scottish side of him, which is why I rarely use colors to describe people, because it discounts the heritage of people and allows them to defame you as a group. You go, oh, I'm not that. I don't identify as white. I'm Irish, which is exactly what this article does. You have to speak to them in the terms they use. They go, oh, it's not up to you. It's not up to me to educate you, friendo. You don't get to identify me. I am a marginalized and oppressed person of whatever. So his Maori side has value to them, but his Irish and Scottish side doesn't. They do this type of hatred without even a second thought because the media has told them that all their racist hatred can be funneled against the European people because the media has an agenda. The left were the racists the whole time? Yeah, that's what we've been saying for a long time. They are these seething balls of venomous hatred, and they're allowed to dehumanize one group of people because the media told them to. It's not acceptable to dehumanize the already marginalized and oppressed Irish and Scottish people or the various tribes of Europa, and really none of this changes until the media behind this sees some peaceful redress of grievances in the form of economic consequences and lampooning them. They are the soy jacks with Ukraine flags, and their kittens will dine on them when their soul returns to hell. Anyway, nothing against the actor who played the role. He did a great job, but he's just an actor playing the fictional role created by Lucas, the very tea-drinking Englishman. His heritage also matters. So the character is in a video game based on a fictional minor character, probably in Lucas's mind, a throwaway character, a bounty hunter who had a cool scene with Vader, no disintegrations, implying that he was too trigger happy and brought his bounties in more often deleted than alive. So if I remember the lore correctly, the clone armies are spin-offs of the character who's mixed Scottish Irish Pacific Islander. So you're going to get variations in imperfections. It's like, does it logically make sense? It's a movie and later a video game. It's whatever. So you get characters with more of the Irish, Scottish, or Maori sides expressed. But does the logic of arguing over a fictional character matter? Absolutely not. It's nonsense to the fictional universe. The only reason these anti-Euro Twitter sociopaths do it is for virtue signaling dopamine. But to be fair to Twitter, there are some people coming back and calling them SJWs from circa 2015 when SJW cringe sort of peaked. That was the era of teenagers feeling that they had to educate adults on whatever nonsense their brainwashed, useful idiot teachers programmed them to believe. The phase of the 17-year-old kid telling you it wasn't their job to educate you. Translation, repeat back, globalist media and government school propaganda. They're adults now and probably thinking differently. So you have this character, and some of the offshoots show the variation of his European and Maori genes. Yeah, and what exactly is the problem? There is no problem. There's no issue, but the kids want the attention that their parents never gave them. Dad went out for smokes. And secondly, they really just flat out hate people of European descent, which doesn't bode well for the future. But I do hope that all the liberals that push for this are around to enjoy the full consequences of their actions. As Hypocrite says, enjoy the decline. Forgive the voice, I'm still recovering from this fever. Click the links to become a member of this channel. Join over on Subscribestar or on Odyssey, Bit Chute, Rumble. Odyssey and Rumble mirror all the videos that are on YouTube. And I will see you guys all next episode.